I would like to invite Dr. Divya as a senior application scientist in Altem Technologies, Karnataka. She has delivered on the title Unraveling the Role of AI and ML in Developing the Toxic-Free Compound Integrated Approach in a Sustainable Chemistry and pursued a software development in Biova Discovery Studio. Dr. Divya, please carry on.
Very good morning to everyone. I think Kribakaran sir waked up everyone. So I think you all in a wake up stage and followed by Brinda ma'am and everyone has given you insight about what is going on in current industries. It is going to be very simple. Everything starts with the food. Food is something which you are consuming which should be toxic free. In case if your food is toxic, then whatever we are going to take inside our system is going to be toxic. And moreover, it makes me so pleasure to stand in front of Dr. Vail Murugan sir, who encouraged as like you people, I will go and attend his session wherever he is giving in University of Madras or Bardar University. So it gives me so pleasure to stand in front of mentor, Dr. Vail Murugan sir. So to start it, agrochemical screening. Now we all are speaking about a screening of molecules and everything, but first we have to understand where we are starting. It's from the food. If your food is pure, then your system is pure, then everything what you want to do, it's going to be perfect. If there is a toxic is going to raise over there, it definitely affect your whole system. Then you have to get into gene therapies and treatments and everything. So I'm going to start in this route how we have to make toxic-free materials for your agrochemicals, and through that how we can live so healthier for more than 100 years. Let us start it. So I would like to introduce my company, Altem Technologies, who are the leading partners in 3D printing technology and 3D scanners. And one of the wing in BioVia is a Dassault system is BioVia Discovery Studio, Material Studio, Pipeline Pilot, and we are now more into an electronic laboratory notebooks, lab networks, and one labs and so on. So today I'm going to project about this combination of techniques, how it could benefit for everybody in screening of materials, including AI and NML. So I'm just skipping this. Agrochemical screening, any idea? Why we need screening of agrochemicals? So for example, you are going for taking some kind of ice creams. Would you like to see the formulations? Or any cosmetics? Let me come very easily to cosmetics. Everybody use cosmetics, right? All girls and boys? Okay, have you seen that what are the materials are inside it, how much mgs or things are there? No? Only if it is giving shiny and then good look, it's good to move on. Am I right? Come on, what are the products you will use? Definitely would have been come out with many kind of products, especially L'Oreal, right? Not it, you don't use any cosmetics? Okay, I am tired, ma'am, so we need a food to fulfill ourselves. Is it so? Okay, I'll keep as simple as possible. So today is going to be like this. First, we are going to screen it. How we have a different materials to screen it. Then how to make a formulation recipe. That recipe should be as simple as possible and make you more effective as possible. That is going to be a talk. So agrochemical screening is very important. If your agriculture land is pure and perfect, then whatever you are going to take, it is going to be perfect. So we have to develop your chemicals in such a way, it should not affect your soils, it should not affect your plants, and as an outcome or a consumers, we should be free from the chemicals. So we need a biological based materials which could degrade all these things. That's why we need agrochemical screening. So need of why biogenic? Everywhere you are seeing a biomaterials, biogeneratives, and sir told biolegends. So bio is something which you make you always that can be removed. And you can have a sustainability. Without having a sustainability, if you are developing some products, it is going to end up with a toxicity. So that's a reason we need a biological based materials. Say for example, it could be taken from microorganisms and or from the plants or different sources. You have to extract their biomolecular things and screen and formulate, and finally, without product, any research, it's just a paper again. We have to bring out the product formulations. So build the product in such a way, it should have a lower impact and reduce the risk to human health. How we are going to do this? So there are two different ways. One is a conventional method, which we are already utilizing, and one is a computational method. So conventional method, you will type for laboratory experiments, field trials, so it will take a time-consuming process, and you have the regulatory challenging, and you have to make a less trials because cost is more important actually. But however, you come to the computational techniques like virtual screening. 101 times you do mistakes, it is not going to affect anybody. And if I build the models and I'm going to screen with that, it is not going to affect anybody. So that means I am preserving myself, I'm not affecting harmful to any organisms also. So this will be a less time consuming, highly cost effective. So this kind of technique will boost you like anything, and you don't have to worry about the regulatory, it comes in the further stages, and you can do more trials with the multiple formulations. So bioprospecting, how this biovia prospecting will be supporting your agriculture, allochemical screening, precision farming, antagonism for plant pathogens, chemical priming, plant disease pathogenism, pheromones to control, and agrochemical screening. So these all are the prospecting that biovia will help you to address these issues. So if you see these techniques, so we can have a different way of handling this technique. One is numerical based, another one is a pharmacophore and docking. Dr. Brinda ma'am has explained very good and information about by prospecting the biryani informations about arsenics and told about how this chemical will be benefit. But to deep dive into it, we are adding a pharmacophore to that. And along with that, we have a QSR and machine learning techniques could benefit more. So this is one of the example which we perform with one of the customers, especially how the insecticides for chemical screening. Instead of working off all the chemicals, we have come out with various steps and optimize the libraries, and through that we obtain the specific similar molecules that is toxic free, and it is not having any irritation to the skins, and ocular irritancy is not there, and it is environmentally protected, and those kind of things we have designed in that chemical formulations. So whenever people use, it is not going to affect anybody. And how to perform this, just a small video for you all. So we are trying to work out on a similarity of molecules, any kind of systems you can select, and you can screen. I am taking some kind of natural products libraries. I try to screen for that, and I want most perfect similarities. And trying to find out with that. And I'm using a different distance method. You can choose any of the distance method because anything if you see practically, it will be more to reach you people. That's why I have prepared this kind of videos. So I'm selecting it and trying to run it. And if in case the chemical is very less, it is not available, you can always have an alternatives by using these kind of techniques. So you can find the similarity of the things and you can process further. The another one method is very important in agrochemical screening is the chemicals that we are taking, it should not have any toxic to your cells, and you should be free from ADMET properties also. Using AI and ML based model, we can able to predict even all those things, will help you to understand whether that particular molecule is crossing a blood-brain barrier or it's causing hepatotoxicity. So all this information you can able to gather from this kind of AI and ML models. If you see at the back end, it's all of biostatistics. Everything is a max. Even biology, if you have put it across with the mathematics or statistics, that's where the boom of AI and ML is beginning actually. So any models of any systems you can develop with the help of AI and ML using this kind of technology. So this is an example of hepatotoxicity modeling of systems. where we collected the molecule. Data mining is very important, ANML. Then we tested for screenings, which are the molecules are making hepatotoxicity, and we rolled out those molecules and taken only the non-toxic molecules. And we can able to test this for all these animal models, which is a part of a BioVR Discovery Studio software. And you can also test for an ocular latency, definia, fat amino, aerobic biodegradability. All this with a single systems, you can able to analyze all these informations. All are based on ANML. And toxicity predictions. These all are, I told, this is based on Bayesian model classification. I told which kind of an algorithm. Almost we go for supervised learning technique, which will help you a lot to more understand these informations. So then regressions. This is one example how it is works on. So for example, I'm giving some chemical molecules. I want to understand, is it toxic or non-toxic? I already trained the model. The model will know which is having a toxic fingerprints or non-toxic fingerprints. When I give my molecule, it will go and scan and predict and tell me whether it is toxic or non-toxic. So it scores, again mathematics, and it reads, runs a system, and finally you get a biomathematics. This is how we'll be running the things. And you come to know with good and bad fingerprints. And you come to analyze whether it's mutagen or non-mutagen also. So I'm just moving on to the next one. So once you do all these things, we will do even the multiple approaches also. Instead of screening with one target, we go for multiple target analysis. So single agrochemical, instead of it, we'll take thousands of chemicals for formulations. And instead of going for classical modeling, profiling model, having all the systems together with all the chemicals, you can screen and identify which is toxic free. So this is low cost and high yield, that is high cost and low yield. So this is a profiling technique of any organism. You can put it across and you can screen and you can get it. So this is in a case studies. Done. So after that, this is final one. I would like to see what are the chemicals you have taken, it is toxic free. First, next you have to make a recipe formulations. So we use a BioVR formulation design, will help you to understand which formulations virtually you can screen before going for your techniques, wet lab technique, and you can bring the perfect formulations, which will help you to go on. How do you do this? Just going with this. First, you select the formulation, select the multiple formulas to simultaneously check it, and then seamlessly integrate your management of formulations with integrants, and integrate with a scientific notebook to understand more information, and then transfer to lab operation. Instead of 100 experiments, you will do only 3 experiments, will save your time. Then, of course, finally the product should come. If you see this, any products, you should more confirm us. Any customers, you should expect to have a less toxic and it should not affect your living systems. Any cells is going to interpret and bring a genotoxicity, those products should be avoided, and any recipes that should come to the market in a shorter span of time with a higher efficacy. That's why we will be regulatory and constraints. It's not only agrochemicals, cosmetics, foods and everything, even in ice creams also. Henceforth, look at the recipes which makes toxic free, and also it should be benefit to your systems that will definitely help you to bring a good product in the market in a shorter span of time. And advantages of this, and our life sciences and academic partners. And thank you so much for this organizing committee for giving wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Divya. That was a wonderful talk. I really like to thank all our judges and all our speakers.